Hey everyone, Shady's back, and today we're gonna watch this lovely video published by Arena Breakout together because there are multiple reasons. First, I'm not that up to date on what's gonna come, what's happening. I know the feedback from the community, server desync, people being frustrated, talking about the game in a very negative way. Many saying that Delta Force is going to have a big impact on Arena Breakout community because many of the players are going to jump over. And this video has been highly promoted, and I don't know what it is about. Maybe you saw it. I didn't. So I'm going to react to it or just share my opinion. And even if you saw it, stick here because I'm absolutely sure that you are interested to hear my opinion. So let's watch it together. I'm not up to date. I'm not up to date on what's going to come.
It's almost 2025 and we got a massive year ahead for Arena Breakout. It's our biggest yet. But before we can have peak AB, let's lay the...
Why is it going to be the biggest year in Arena Breakout? I think the biggest year was this year, right? Arena Breakout has been released in 2023, which is kind of the warm-up, and this was kind of the year where they had to do everything to hype the game, which I think didn't work out that well. But anyways,
groundwork to make your favorite looter shooter even better. We wanted to take a moment just to share with the community what's on our minds for 2025 and beyond. This is not a roadmap, it's just a peek into what we've been thinking about and planning. We've broken it down into 3 parts. Technical updates, game environment, and service improvements.
Dev Talk, technical updates. Okay,
let's talk about a glitch that many players are familiar with, sunken corpses. This is a glitch that happens.
Okay, let me tell you that. So I've read people talking about bodies disappearing, or how did he say that? Sunken corpses or something like that? Yeah, sunken corpses. So I think it happened to me once, maybe once, that I shot somebody and I couldn't loot that guy. I think from a technical point of view, for me, it's not a biggie. It's not like a huge thing that is like ruining my overall gaming experience. Server desync is something that should be on top of the list. Like, why does it happen that I peek and I don't even peek for a long time? I just do this and I die, and on a kill cam I see that I'm like 5 meters away from where I got shot, or you get it. Anyways.
This is a glitch that happens when there's a server and device miscommunication. Basically, your device as a player you kill is in one place, but the server interprets that as being another place.
I think it's not even the sunken corpses. I realized that the bodies sometimes teleport, and even bosses and even bots. So I shot Alex, or not Alex, Ajax on farm. And Alex, anyways, and he was coming up the stairs and he died, and then the body just disappeared, and I found his body on the other side of the room. So it's weird, but I could still loot him.
And that other spot happens to be under the ground and your loot is inaccessible. Fixing this problem has been very difficult.
But I understand that it's difficult. But why do we have these ragdoll type of bodies, which are not that realistic, in my opinion? So why isn't it okay that you shoot somebody and then there's and that's it? Like, for me, that ragdoll and everything is flying, it didn't add too much to the game, but it caused tons of issues and also performance issues.
But we finally made good progress on it for Season 7.
Nice.
Remember when we added those fun ragdoll physics around Season 3?
That's the key word. He was saying it. Remember when we added those fun ragdoll physics? It's fun, but it's not like a deal breaker thing. This is not because we play the game. I don't mind if it's ragdoll. I don't mind if we just see a case or something that indicates that there's a body. I don't mind, because this is not the primary focus of the game. Fun. It's fun. But for something that is fun, I wouldn't want to sacrifice like game performance.
That's actually when the problem started.
Exactly. And that was not the only thing what happened in season 3. Something happened in season 3 because I clearly remember that before season 3, I could play on iPad, or my son could play on iPad, 9th generation, without any issues. By now, it's almost unplayable. 256 gigabyte storage, 9th generation iPad. It's an average iPad. It's not high end, but I would expect the game not to crash every third game or something like that.
So we just wanted to air this out with the community and let you know what's been going on. What do you think? Were the ragdolls worth the occasional loot mishap?
No.
Drop your thoughts in the comments.
No, absolutely
not. While we're
not.
talking technical, it might be useful to see some general graphics and frame rate settings that we recommend. Making adjustments to your settings could improve general performance.
Yes, absolutely right. But most of the players have been playing on smooth graphics anyways, and FPS highest possible. So there's you just don't have space to reduce your graphics, because even on Red Magic, many of the players play on smooth, because if you play on Ultra HD, you cannot get 120 FPS. I can tell you that. Like in crowded places, it's gonna drop. So most of the players who like the smooth gameplay are gonna set the graphics to smooth and then 120 FPS. And most of the players don't have the Red Magic. So actually, I'm not even sure if I should mention it, but I'm cooking something for next year, and maybe I'm gonna figure out how to give away some gaming
also,
phones.
You can try closing all the background apps that are running, or just restarting your game. Take them with
restarting the game and background apps. Of course, I think we all do that by default. So nothing is running in the background. We have notifications off, by the way. Most of the gamers do that. We don't use anything in the background. And what was the other one? And even notifications, just to make sure that it doesn't check constantly. And what was the other one? Restarting the game. Yeah, I mean, people do that. They restart the game, but is it like okay to restart the game after every single game? It's not.
Take them with a grain of salt. Changing your settings will not impact the servers, which we know is a very hot topic. So we've heard your feedback, and we just wanted to address it with the player base. From our side, we can see that most players, most of the time, have stable gameplay. But we know that this isn't true.
Okay, so this is something that needs a bit of a caveat. So yes, it's true that I have stable gameplay, but my ping is not okay. And ping is not the same topic as server desync, because there could be a server desync while your ping is fine. And so it's two different topics. But my ping is usually bad because I cannot play on my own servers. I mean, I can, but if I do, I'm always solo. So that's also something to consider. And if I'm on a server which is far away from me, from my location, and there is a desync, then I'm fucked up.
For everybody, all of the time. So there are definitely areas where we can improve. Our team are continuously monitoring and optimizing performance, and player reports are a big part of that feedback loop.
So I think he's right. So development teams usually do that. They keep monitoring, they try to optimize, but there's like a thing you guys and everybody needs to understand. The more stuff we have in the game, the more sounds, the more effects, the more, guns, everything, the more skins, it all adds up to the size of the game. And when you enter the game, more stuff needs to be loaded. So it's not easy to find the right balance. So I know that the guys are doing or trying to do their best to keep, the game smooth. But if you compare the game now to season 1, there's way more stuff in the game. That's also a factor, in my opinion.
So we just wanted to thank you for sticking with us and trusting us to constantly improve this aspect of the game.
Guys, no need to thank us. I mean, with full honesty, this is the best FPS game I have ever played. I've been playing games since the age of 4, and now I'm 40. This is the game I enjoy the most. And there is just something about Arena Breakout none of the other games have. Like the atmosphere, like how it feels to play the game. And believe me, I've been trying tons of games. So no need to thank us. Just make it right. Just listen to the community and listen to the creators as well, even the small ones like ShadyFox. Okay, game environment.
Now, let's talk about gameplay and the general game environment. The Dark Zone is brutal, but there's a few things that we just don't tolerate anymore. Team killing and loot stealing.
Okay.
We can wrap these
Wow. Okay. Team killing and loot stealing. Team killing, I absolutely agree. It can happen that you accidentally kill your teammate, and it can even happen that it's not your fault. Like you're nading or something, and they intentionally block you, or they close the door, or whatever. It can happen. But I absolutely agree that team killing should not be tolerated. Loot stealing, interesting topic, because for me, it doesn't often happen that people steal my loot. Maybe because I see that they see that I'm a YouTuber. Maybe there is a little respect towards me. Could be, at least. Hopefully that's the case. But the other thing is that I usually try to play the game in a way where I don't really give them too much chance to steal my loot. And we're talking about randoms, obviously. For example, what you can do is that you are playing a bit detached from your team, but it's in that case it's kind of almost solo. To me, fortunately, it didn't happen too often, but I'm very happy. Respect, guys, and I'm glad that you changed your mind, because loot stealing in the past was like, it's not yours.
We can wrap these under toxic behavior.
Yep.
What we're seeing behind the scenes is just too much general toxic behavior that's making the game worse for everybody. So
indeed.
As far as
and besides team killing and loot stealing, I think it's also toxic if you intentionally let your teammates die. So it's hard to judge whether you actually did that or not. But if you play with randoms, it often happens that they just simply don't care about you.
Team killers go, we're upping the punishment to repeat offenders to a 1-year ban. We do not condone team killing under.
Wow. Let's check that one more time. We're upping the punishment to repeat offenders to a 1-year ban. 1 year, guys. 1 year. That's crazy. I mean, it's like not 3 days or months or weeks. 1 year. Whoever's getting that ban, that you can either start a new account or you stop playing the game. I mean, who on earth would want to wait a full year to get unblocked
repeat
or unbanned?
1-year ban. We do not condone team killing under any circumstances.
What about if it happens by accident? What if I nade the team by accident because I have quick throw enabled? I have the full team in the room. All 3 of them die. They all report me by accident.
For loot stealers, we're talking about locked room raiders, players who steal loot inside of a locked room, or even team kill after a door is opened just to get easy access to the loot inside. We're working on a few new features that will stop teammates from looting your locked rooms, like a
cooldown for teammates before they can access the locked room. I mean, guys, I'm sure that the Arena Breakout team knows what's happening in Delta Force. I'm sure they tried it. In Delta Force, you open the door, and you are the only one who can open, the stuff that is inside. I think it's not like, science fiction, not science fiction, rocket science to implement something like that. So yeah, that would be really appreciated. And I don't really see how that could impact the game in a bad way, because if I'm the one opening the door, I can go inside, and if I want to give it to somebody else, I can still just throw it on the ground, and then the teammate can pick it up. So I think it's an okay thing, and maybe the same could be applied to kills. So for example, if I kill somebody, then I have like 5 minutes to loot that body before anybody else can. However, since, you know, guys, I often play with my son, it can happen that it might have a negative impact on the game unless they implement some kind of feature. Because sometimes I kill somebody and I ask my son to check the body or even pick up something. For example, it can happen that I'm the one having a better loadout and he's just running trash. Then I do a kill and he picks it up, or the other way around. So that should be also considered, that even though it's not my stuff, my kill, my loot, it can happen that you intentionally want to give it to somebody else. Not to mention, what if I'm the one doing the heavy part of the fight? Like, you know, I flush my whole magazine into the enemy, and then another player does, you know, the final killing blow. Does he actually deserve to get all the loot? So yeah, these are tricky things, especially if you play with randoms.
Cooldown for teammates before they can access a locked room.
Okay.
There's also solo ops coming in season 7, so
Yep.
you can avoid teammates entirely if that's what you prefer.
I wouldn't want to do that, because if you play solo, then you're not gonna have a chance to kill whole squads. So then it's always like 1 versus 1. You need to be very tactical. But it can easily happen that if you are 1 versus 4 or 3 or 2, then you can kill 2 of them, and then you get 2 full loadouts. In solo, you're just gonna get 1. So I'm definitely going to try solo mode, but I don't think it's going to be my favorite.
We're also exploring features like loot sharing preferences
mode
during matchmaking, or loot lockouts that will match players with similar styles, if that's how you prefer to play. There's no concrete plans yet, but let us know what you're thinking.
I like it.
So to summarize,
I like it, and I want to see what they come up with, because I think they have a smart team. They're going to come up with something, and once that is implemented, then we as players, we can give feedback and it can be polished. So instead, I'm not trying to give like a, you know, out of the box solution here.
these are just a few steps we're working on to discourage bad behavior that makes the game worse for everybody. Let's switch gears from bad behavior to the general game environment. So the team at ABHQ have noticed a problem that's rooted in information asymmetry. I'm talking about rats. You might call them a rat, but it might just be a tactical holdout. When somebody's running around fighting, it's advantageous to sit and wait. But we found this creates a big imbalance for some playstyles.
Okay. There are 2 things. So I think the definition, I mean, the rats, we need to define what that is. Because if you are slowing down and for some time you are just hiding because the enemy team is much stronger than you and you are solo, then you are actually not ratting. Ratting is if you are bringing in a very bad loadout and you position yourself next to the extract and then you wait for 35 minutes. That's ratting. But if I have like 2 kills, I pick up good stuff, I have 650,000 stuff worth 650,000 in my bag, and I see another squad coming and I hide, you know, in a corner, that's not ratting in my opinion. It's absolutely not. And if they run towards me and I'm kind of forced to shoot them, then I shoot them, and then they're gonna say that, hey, ShadyFox was ratting. Well, I wasn't. I was trying to avoid the fight. So it's not the same. So it really comes down to how you define ratting. Because camping, sometimes it's part of the game. We need that. You cannot just simply run. But anyways, I'm more aggressive. I don't like hiding. I don't like, you know, slowing down. But sometimes I'm just forced to do so.
Fun. So ratting is one playstyle of many, but
not to mention that snipers are also like ratting. They aren't ratting, but you cannot run around with a sniper. I think ratting is like annoying because they can actually harm people. They can do damage with trash loadouts near the end of the game. But yeah.
Everybody can rat from time to time. Sometimes it makes sense to wait and see what happens. It can be overdone though. One tweak we have coming is to reduce spread damage effects, which you'll see in Season 7. In a nutshell, it'll give players a little bit more time to react to an ambush. It's not a huge change, but we've got more levers available to improve the combat experience, and one of those is updating maps more frequently to revamp the most advantageous spots.
I think that's something that is very important, to make sure that the maps are designed in a way where it doesn't allow too much ratting, which is going to be impossible on certain maps. But yeah, I agree on that. But what was the other one?
It can be overdone.
One more time.
One tweak we have coming is to reduce spread
damage effects.
Effects, which you'll see in Season 7. In a nutshell, it'll give players a little bit more time to react to an ambush.
Okay, which means that if rats are starting to shoot your legs, I guess the damage is not going to spread as fast as it spreads now, and therefore, you're just going to have time to look into that direction and shoot back, which I guess then applies to like all of the gunfights, which means that maybe the fights are going to take a tiny bit longer.
It's not a huge change, but we've got more levers available to improve the combat experience. And one of those is updating maps more frequently to revamp the most advantageous spots. There are plenty of other ideas we're playing with to make combat more dynamic, like tactical items that help sniff out enemies. We also have the new Secure Ops mode coming, which will make those hard losses a little easier to swallow. So, do you think we're on the right track?
Regarding this one, how is it called, Secure Ops mode, I feel like that it's like running Windows in safe mode. I'm not sure how this is going to work out, to be honest. I feel like that introducing the insurance cards or giving them to players on a weekly basis, like having 3 per week, I think it would make it more interesting, because I understand the rationale. So people are going to be forced to play more on the Secure Ops mode because you just get 40% of the total loot, or 60%, I don't remember, which means that you need to grind more, and it's safe and it's more balanced. But I don't know. We'll see. I need to like check it out. But I think that players are going to still want to play the normal modes, because there's just simply a better chance for more profit. Because in the Secure Ops mode, you're not going to see players with high-end loadouts, and therefore you just need to grind more. But on the other hand, if you go into TV Station Lockdown, in which you can actually have players with T5 and MK14s and RPKs and whatnot, then even with a cheap loadout, you can do massive profit. I've been playing a couple of games recently, Basic Kit, SKS, and guess what? I had 2 games in a row. One was like 600,000 and 750,000 in the next one. Maybe I'm going to publish that as a video. So that's the key. What's the the amount of profit I can achieve in the lowest time? And the Secure Ops mode is going to be kind of the opposite of that. It's safe, but
which will make those hard losses a little easier to swallow.
You need to grind a lot.
So, do you think we're on the right track? Share your ideas with us in the comments. We want to see what the community has to say.
You didn't mention skins, but I think skins is one of the topics people dislike. I'm not against skins, and I think the community is accepting them. I think they're just fine with that, but they should be cheaper. If they would cost 50% less than what they cost now, then the number of sold item skins would be like 4 times more than what it is now. I could afford some of the skins, but I still don't buy them because I feel like it's just way too overpriced. And the main topic, the main thing that has to be covered is the server desync, because that's annoying. Game service, okay?
Who doesn't love free stuff? In Season 7, we're rolling out a free skin for all players. And
nice,
not just
thank
one
you.
either.
No,
More
thank you.
Our team have seen your feedback. In 2025, we're excited to offer more.
it's so fun, by the way, that I was just, mentioning that, hey, we didn't talk about skins, and the next topic was like a free skin from the Arena Breakout team. Yes, I think people just love that because it makes you, a tiny bit more unique.
More
So,
free
yeah.
cosmetics for our dedicated players who love Arena Breakout. It's just
Nice.
one of the ways we're showing our love for this amazing community.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for listening to us, and we'll see you in the Dark Zone for AB's Season 7 release on December 19th.
See you in the Dark Zone. Well, thank you guys. I think we have we have some hope. There was like the game was going a bit downhill from season 3, season 4, 5, and 6. A bit meh, a bit not that good. A lot of complaints. Delta Force coming up, blah blah blah. But with this video, I can see that they realized it. Okay, they realized, they know, they also know that the community knows that something needs to happen, otherwise this is not going to be fine. So I'm happy that they are taking action, and fingers crossed, they have my full support. I'm going to be staying a loyal supporter of the game no matter what happens. Even if I pick up new games, Arena Breakout is very close to my heart. And yeah, I wish them the best, and hopefully with Arena Breakout at one point I can grow and my channel can grow. It would be really nice to reach a bigger audience. And yeah, I think that's it for today, or not for today. That's it for this video. The only thing I want to ask you, shoot, loot, and subscribe. Thank you, and have a nice day. Bye.